If this sounds familiar for you, so are you constantly putting business expenses on your personal credit cards? Do you need capital to grow your business, but you don't want to supply a credit check or a personal guarantee, and for good reason? Well, maybe your business credit cards are actually reporting to your personal credit. And there's a number of reasons why business owners want and need business credit that protects their personal credit. And if this is you, and if you're just coming in, go ahead and put yes in the comments, YE yes, and let me know where you're tuning in from as well. I'll give you a shout out right here on the stream. All right, so here's the thing about business credit, right? So there is a absolute right way and there is absolutely a wrong way as well to build business credit, right? And getting this wrong can set your business back by years, not months, not days, not weeks, years and years. If you're just tuning in, tell me in chat where you're coming from. And your business name too. I love doing these shout outs. Give me your business name, where you're located. I'll give you a shout out right here, right now. Fund on up on YouTube. Let's go. Let's go. Nice to see you here. So, here at Credit Suite, we've simplified this process and made it really, really easy for you to build business credit. And one key way to do this is by using what we call a tiering system. This is the same exact tiering system that has helped over 50,000 business owners, 50,000 get credit and funding that they need to grow. 50,000 is the Credit Suite number. There's a lot more that have used this, but we've personally helped 50,000 businesses do this exact same thing. And today, that is exactly what we're going to be covering: how to unlock your business credit tiers. But first, what are tiers? I think that's a good place to start, right? So to break this process down, and the process of building business credit step by step, we organize hundreds of business credit accounts by tiers. And we've literally taken this process that takes normally 3 years to accomplish and condensed it down to only being 6 months. And one way we do this is by using tiers. So how do these tiers even work? Hold on one second. Fund on Up is coming in from South Beach on YouTube. Good to see you. Hugh Green, JR's Towing in Washington, D.C. Nice to have you here as well, Hugh, coming over from YouTube. Nice to see you. So how this works is that you have to have a certain amount of tier 1 vendors reporting before you can access tier 2 vendors and tier 3 and tier 4. And this means you have to have X amount of vendors reporting on your business credit reports to unlock the next tier of vendors. For example, when you have X amount of accounts reporting in tier 1, the next set of vendors in tier 2 will now approve you. It's kind of like a key. Here's key to tier 2. Okay, you do those things. Here's your key to tier 3 and 4. And one of the first steps to building business credit starts with tier 1. Tier 1 business accounts are vendors that help you get initial business credit, right? So we start with like Uline, for example. Here, this vendor will give you credit when you have nothing at all. And they will also report to the business credit reporting agencies, which is huge. So keep in mind, not all vendors report, right? If they don't report, then how are you building anything? It doesn't count. It's for funsies, right? You're not doing it for funsies. You're doing it to build actual business credit. In fact, over 90% of vendors do not report. So be sure you just simply call and just simply ask the company, which credit bureaus do you report to before you apply. If you already have one, if you already have starter credit, if you're using vendor credit, you can do the same right now. Even though you've already signed, you can simply just call and say, hey, what's the deal here? How many are we working with? Magic McKee, yes. Aaron calling from Jefferson City. The Neat Retreat. I love that. What is the Neat Retreat? Is it maybe like I'm going to guess. Is it an Airbnb, Aaron? Is that what it is? I could be totally wrong. The Neat Retreat. Maybe it's a restaurant. Let me know. I'm at the edge of my seat here. That's a great name. I love that. Thanks for tuning in. So What exactly is a vendor? I mentioned the word vendor multiple times. What is a vendor? A vendor is just simply a company that will give you credit to buy their products and services in their location. This makes like Home Depot a vendor. This makes Sam's Club, Costco, pretty much all retailers are basically vendors, and they will give you credit without a personal guarantee or a personal credit check in most cases. Professional organizing consultant. Got it. I love the name. Nice to have you coming in from Missouri. So let's get in the weeds a little bit. Let's get into it. Let's just a little bit. Let's talk about the first step of building and getting business credit. So first, you have to get accounts that report to the business credit reporting agencies. We just talked about that. These are called trade lines. Okay. For example, if I get an account today with Granger, who's an example of one who sells outdoor supplies, and I use that account and then pay my bill, they will report my payment to Dun and Bradstreet. That's what we want. That's the whole goal in this tier one. Paying your bills, getting these accounts, paying your bills on time, regularly, and make sure that they're reporting. And that counts as a payment experience or a trade line on the business credit report. So the very first thing that you have to do is you have to get these trade lines, these accounts that report to the business credit bureaus. And as you get accounts that report, this will give you a business credit profile and a business credit score. And once your accounts start reporting to the business credit bureaus, this will establish officially your business credit profile and the score that lets you move on to the other tiers. It hands you that key, gives you the unlock, gives you the pat on the head, says, good job. You did everything needed in tier one. Here's the key. You unlock tier two. So you have to start at places like Uline. You have to start at places like Granger and Wex that actually report to the credit reporting agencies. I've said that about 14 times already in this alone. And I'm going to say it again and again because it is one of the largest priorities when you're moving through each of these tiers, if not I maybe even say maybe the biggest, right? So these are tier one vendors, right? These are the ones that will give you credit when you have down Granger, Wex, Uline. So once you've used these accounts to build your credit profile and score, and we then come in and use that credit to get access to the next tiers. And each tier have slightly different requirements, right? So you may be curious on how many accounts you might need to have reporting to move to each tier. Before I do, I want to make sure we're caught up in chat here. Legacy Rideshare. Greetings, everyone. DC is in the building. All right, you heard it here, folks. From Legacy Rideshare over on YouTube, DC is in the building. Make sure your ties are on straight. Everybody act cool. The boss is in the house. Nice to have you here, Legacy. So to get to tier one, you don't need any accounts reporting. You just need fundability to get approved, right? And fundability is the very first thing you must do before you can start building business credit. Now, I'll talk about that more in just a moment. Now, tier one vendors are also known as starter vendors. And again, these starter vendors are the ones who will give you credit when you have none and will also report. For example, Uline, right? Uline sells shipping, packing, industrial supplies. The guides that they send, the pamphlet of things you can order is this thick. It's huge. It's massive. This is a net 30 account, which means you have 30 days to pay them back. There's no interest charged on this account, and also they, most importantly, report to Dun and Bradstreet and Experian. So Uline qualifications include being an entity in good standing with the Secretary of State, an EIN, a business address that matches all documentation that has to do with your business, a DUNS number, a business bank account, and a business phone number listed in 411. These requirements you see here are the fundability requirements. And I mentioned, earlier, this is all you need to get approved for Uline to start building your business credit. I'm going to give you the full fundability checklist you need at the end of this training. So you have everything you need to get approved before you apply. But the 6 or 7 things that I just listed off, not hard stuff, not tough things, right? Not many hoops. that you probably have to jump through that you already haven't already. Most of these, if you already have a business established, you might even have this entire list ready to go right now. So to get to tier 2, you need 5 payment experiences or 3 accounts reporting. So what's a payment experience? Well, a payment experience is the reporting of an account to a reporting agency. So I give you a example here. Let's say we look at Home Depot. Okay, and let's say that this report goes to uh all three, right? D&B, Experian, Equifax. So this is a 3 payment experience. So I can get in an account with Home Depot and Home Depot alone and move to the next business tier because I just got 3 payment experiences, one payment experience for each of the 3 credit bureaus. You see how that works? So keep in mind, not all vendors report to 3 bureaus. Some report to just one. That's just the example of Home Depot. So let's talk about Home Depot. The requirements to get a Home Depot credit. So an entity in good standing with the Secretary of State, business credit history, EIN, business address, DUNS number, business license. If that's needed for your particular industry and your job, and then a separate dedicated business bank account. Look, I've listed off 2 things here. You're going to notice a bit of a theme. These things are not hard to get. You just got to make sure that you have them and have it right. You can't imagine how many times the smallest, and I mean the smallest thing, is making a business not get funding. We see it every single day in email address. Can you imagine that? So you're going to notice a theme. When I'm going over these qualifications on the examples that I give, you likely already have it, or you definitely should, not probably should, you definitely should. But none of these things, you don't got to go up and paint the moon. It's very simple things that you either already have or very close to having, or will need to fix regardless. So this is very important to know this right here. If your small business has no business payment history, you can still apply for the Home Depot card, but with a personal guarantee. But Home Depot will do, of course, a hard pull on personal credit there as well. So this is why it's crucial to establish your business credit. So you don't max out your personal credit cards or put your personal assets at risk just to fund your business. I mean, obviously you got to do what you got to do, but if you can avoid it, you definitely want to avoid that as well. And Home Depot is just obviously one example. There are literally hundreds of sources you can get credit from: Apple, Dell, Amazon, Sam's Club, Costco, Pilot Flying J, Maverick. You basically name it, right? Legacy Rideshare. Let me pause real quick, catch up on chat. Building business credit has been so instrumental in helping me. I'm going to put this on screen. Building business credit has been so instrumental in helping me when I couldn't personally help myself. Real talk. That is real talk. Thank you for putting that comment. I love that. They also said, exactly. Uline, Granger, Quill works like magic. Absolutely. Legacy Rideshare. You absolutely know what's going on. When I said that we got to tighten our ties and stand up straight because the boss is here. I wasn't kidding. Building business credit has been so instrumental in helping me when I couldn't personally help myself. I'm going to keep that on screen for a little bit. Now, to get to tier 3, you need 6 accounts reporting. This means before you can even get approved for the vendors in tier 3, you should have 6 accounts on your business credit report. So one example of a tier 3 account is Platt Electric Supply. Okay. Platt Electric Supply is a wholesale distributor, of electrical and industrial and lighting and pretty much everything under the sun in that industry. Right. And they report to your credit history to Dun and Bradstreet and Experian, and no personal guarantee will be necessary to get net terms to open a credit line with them. So just like the previous 2, let's go through this list. An entity in good standing, an EIN, a business address, a DUNS number, business license, business bank account, business phone number. Here's a new one, though, a Dun & Bradstreet Paydex score of 80 or better. So we've added just a little bit more now that we're moving up in tiers, but still nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. The reason why I'm stressing that it's nothing crazy is because it's It's tedious sometimes. It's a longer process sometimes to build business credit, but it's not, it's not the craziest concept of all time. If you do these things, and I'm listing through these things to get what it takes to qualify, it's pretty basic stuff. So again, just one example, anything you need, whatever it may be, marketing and advertising services or furniture or office supplies, inventory, equipment, gas, and vehicle maintenance, you can get over 80% of everything you need. That is an actual statistic. 80% of everything that you need to run your business on business credit alone. We haven't even touched the actual business loan and business credit lines that will open up once you actually establish these keys and tiers, and once you go through the tiers. But here's the main thing you need to remember, right? You can't stop there. You have to keep building business credit. That's another little thing you got to remember, because getting approved ultimately comes down to the number of counts you have on your business credit reports. A lot of people will tell you that building your business credit is based on time of business or your revenue. You need $1 million in revenue or 3 years in business. It's just not true. It's just not. What we found after helping 50,000 businesses is that it comes down to the number of accounts you have on your business credit reports. And tier 3 vendors, some will require a minimal number of years in business if you don't have your fundability strong. So you got to make sure that you have your fundability right before you even can start applying correctly to tier 1 accounts. And then lastly, tier 4 business credit vendors. By the way, we're at the second end of this second half of this stream, but it's not too late. If you come in, you can always drop your name in chat, where you're at, what your business is. I love to do it. I love to give them a shout out. So tier 4, this is where you can get auto financing without a personal guarantee or personal credit check, right? And this is where you can get Visa cards and MasterCards and bank credit as well. To get to tier 4, the secret is to apply for business accounts in the right order at the right time. That's the secret. That's the secret. Apply for business credit accounts in the right order at the right time. That's the secret. That's the solution. And all the gurus online aren't going to tell you that, but that's literally all it is, right? Now, if you have a large amount of income or you want to use a personal guarantee, you can get credit from tier 4 vendors without working through the tiers in order. You can, but if you don't have some kind of criteria they're looking for and you just don't follow them in order, and it's a little bit messy, you may likely will, get denied. And that just delays the process. Why do you want to delay funding? It's simple. Why do you want to delay? Do you want to delay funding? Yes or no? No, of course not. So you got to do what you got to do in order to get that, at a realistic time, but also not hold you back from what you need. And this is why it takes so long. It's why people get frustrated and quit. It's because they didn't build fundability. They didn't follow the steps. So following these steps and applying in the right order is crucial to building your business credit. Being successful at getting approved and doing it quickly all comes back to fundability. Now in tier 4, for example, there's Ally, right? Ally offers a commercial line of credit and also vehicle financing with Ally. You have all the requirements. If you have all the requirements, you will have 14 business accounts at this point. They will approve you without a personal guarantee or personal credit check. And we're talking about commercial line of credit and vehicle financing with no credit check or personal guarantee. And again, you got to meet the basic fundability requirements that I've been going over through this entire stream. Let me catch up in chat. GDTV's in the house. Hello there to all the Money Entrepreneur Credit Suite team. Team fundability. I see what you did there. Hashtag fundability. Sorry, that looked strange on my screen, but I see now. Team fundability. Nice to see you here, GDTV. Always nice to see you here. So here's what you should know about building business credit that I already haven't mentioned. Okay. It takes about 30 to 90 days for the account to report. Okay. And every account is obviously different. So some report monthly, some report quarterly. So if you get an account that reports quarterly, you could wait 3 months before you actually see it reporting on your business credit profile. And this slows the process down again. So you have to work with sources that report monthly, not quarterly, because that's the goal here, right? It's to expedite the process from years to months. So we suggest to our clients only accounts that they can get approved for, right? We tier it out, and that way you're only applying for accounts that you can get and getting multiple payment experiences that report to more than just one bureau at a time. So they're getting accounts that report monthly, not quarterly. And this is just a handful of tips of what we do just to condense it down right now. Now, here's where people get this wrong. It's because people want to jump ahead and try to apply for tier 2, for tier 3 accounts when they're just not ready. They're just not eligible yet, and they don't get approved. Now, in some cases, if you're not yet eligible because you haven't stepped up, through the tiers, and you go to apply anyways, some companies will approve you, but again, they will very likely require a personal credit check or a personal guarantee, which is what we want to avoid as much as possible. So, if you take one thing away from this entire moment we've had together on this stream, I want it to be this recap right here, right now. Okay. So you need to remember these things. Starter vendors are tier 1. You got Wex, you got Uline, you got Granger, right? These are the ones who will give you credit when you have none and will report to the Business Credit Bureau. So remember, you have to follow the steps in order. You have to build fundability, and then you have to do these tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4 in order. And we cover every single bit of this in our free fundability mini course. Let me throw this up on screen. You have to know about this. Right there's a QR code. It's covering my face, but you get the idea. Well, it depends what your screen setting is. On my screen, it looks like it's covering my face. Let me go back to chat here. I'm going to drop a link as well. Just drop the link in chat as well. Listen, this is a entirely 100% free fundability 3-part mini course, and it can dive, and it will dive much deeper into fundability and what the correct way to do this versus the wrong and slow way of doing this to actually unlock funding in your business. Obviously, in these live streams, we have a limited time together, so I'm not able to sit here and talk about fundability and the fundability foundation as much as this mini course can. So if you got enough information from this that you're ready to move on to double check that your fundability is ready to go so you can actually start unlocking each of these tiers, scan the QR code on screen, click the link in chat, or just simply go to creditsuite.com/foundation. Again, 3-part mini course that's delivered to your inbox, and it can literally be there. You can start in 1 minute. It's very easy, right? So that's the stream. Please make sure to make sure to subscribe on whatever platform you're viewing on right now for more daily content. And we will see you again live, same place, same time.